Vic, you ready? Do we have any arraignments?
Yep.
Okay, let's roll, nerds.
Page 7, Torres, come on up.
Mr. Harris.
How you doing?
So you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 3rd, 2025, at approximately 2:39 p.m., the officer conducted a business check at North Via Hotel at 16510 North Freeway in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with a man behind the lobby desk who identified himself as the manager, and he requested the officers drive through the parking lot to make sure there wasn't anyone partaking in drugs and any illegal activities. The officer went to the parking lot and observed a vehicle in a parking space with a male in the driver's seat and a female in the rear seat. The officer exited the patrol vehicle to initiate a consensual encounter with the individuals and observed the driver window and rear driver window were lowered and could smell a strong odor of marijuana coming from inside the vehicle. The defendant, the male in the driver's seat, stated that they were in possession of marijuana. The defendant handed the officer a black plastic bag, which he stated contained marijuana. The female handed the officer a clear plastic bag of marijuana that she claimed was hers. The defendant stated he had a handgun in his left pocket, and the officer conducted a search of the defendant and located a loaded firearm, and the total marijuana recovered was 0.072 ounces.
Got it. Okay, Mr. Harris, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, how old are you, sir?
25.
Okay, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you have one, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. All I want is my community safe. If I find that you pick up a new case, do anything to bring danger to my community, I only have one place for you. You understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay, I'll have you, Deputy Etchegorn is going to give you an application. I'll take a look at it to see whether you qualify. I'll have you go to Victoria's, sign a reset now. We'll have you take a seat. We'll have you sign the bond conditions, and then I'll look at your application. Please.
Right this way. All right, Judge,
Can you-
next is
No
page
weapons and no
12.
going back to that location.
Yes, Judge.
Mulatto, come on up. All right, I'm gonna sign your receptions. Yeah. All right, got it. Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mulatto. Sir, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 3rd, 2025, the officers dispatched to 10615 Beechnut Street in Harris County, Texas, regarding an assault. The complainant, 15 years old, stated he and the witness were in her room having consensual sex when the defendant started banging on the witness's bedroom door, and the defendant then barged into the witness's room, and the defendant found him in the closet and began assaulting him. The defendant then punched him in the face multiple times and began choking and strangling him. It was hard for the complainant to breathe and it felt like he was going to pass out. The complainant felt pain. The witness observed the defendant grab the complainant by the neck using both of his hands and began choking and strangling the complainant. The witness attempted to stop the defendant, but the defendant threw her to the ground.
Any kind of familial relationship here?
The witness is the sister of the defendant.
Wouldn't know with
And
the
then the
complainant.
complainant is the boyfriend of the, or whatever relationship with the sister.
Mr. Mulatto, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? Yes or no? I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. What is the name? Please.
Anthony Duarte.
Do you understand? You are not to have contact with Mr. Duarte. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, no more PR bonds for you. When I say no contact, I mean no contact of any means. Snapchat, social media, text messages, phone calls, smoke signals, using someone else, a third party. No means no. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of this community at all costs. And if that means putting you in there at a high bond, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. No weapons as well, sir. How old are you?
17.
You're 17. What do you do for a living, sir?
Nothing. I don't have a job. don't have a job.
Are you in school?
Yes,
Are you in high school?
yes, sir.
Okay. You have to be careful, man. This life is really short, and it's not fun to live in a 6x9 box because of a rash decision that you make. Once you start racking up convictions, and once you start racking up all these charges, your life is really just going to go sideways, you know? Everyone looks at your record, from employment, schools, just everyone. And when they see a bunch of stuff on there, it's just not going to help you. This life is hard enough as it is. Life doesn't get easier the older you get. It gets harder. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs. If I find that you're smoking marijuana or anything like that, likewise, it's not going to go well for you. I'm telling you now that I'm going to test you. It's going to happen. And if I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Sir.
I will give you a lawyer today so we can figure out and talk about how to go forward. Do you mind reaching out to the MAC, please?
Yes, Judge.
But I don't want any more foolishness. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Felicia,
Yes, Judge.
have you got a rip done on this case?
Let me see, Your Honor.
My only concern,
We haven't yet.
yeah, do you mind? My concern is that they live in the same house as the complaining witness, is Mr. Milano.
They do, just based on a brief look into the case, the person I contacted is the complaint
Okay.
father. So I do believe there's households.
All right, so let's do this. I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily, and then we'll figure out how to go forward. All right? Do not leave until I have excused you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on.
Right this way.
This way.
Judge, that was the last one.
Okay.
You can do it first.
I thought he was older than 17.
Go ahead and sign here, reset, please. Okay, yeah, and I'll start printing them out.
Good morning, Judge. Hey. I'm here on Armin Stewart.
In custody or on bond?
He's in custody.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 4 active charges right now. I was appointed today.
Oh, I remember Mr. Stewart. It's been a while since we've seen him, actually. Let me see. Let me see. Well, he just picked up all these cases.
Yeah, by my count, he has 7 active cases, 3 felonies, 4 misdemeanors.
You want to set it after the felony cases?
Yes, I do want to set it after the felony cases, and obviously I'll need some time to go over the files, figure out the
Sure. Are
discovery.
you just getting appointed today?
Just getting appointed. No,
Of
no
course.
80 days.
Yeah. I'm going to give you some time.
Okay.
However, these cases, how are you just? Was he out? Hey, Vic, on Stewart, was he just out
He's.
with an open warrant?
Went out, came back, on roofed again, went out. There are some notes in there too that you put in there. I think the second case.
We've had a lot of issues with Mr. Stewart. We've had a lot of issues just trying to keep him out. I mean, we did everything in our power to try to keep him from having any issues, and
Judge, my approach, and I heard that you said all
what
that.
happened on the, Alex, what happened on the 2 new Agasol cases, please?
Yes, Judge. So the ag assault, so it was February 25th, 2025. They were also dispatched a disturbance call. And the officer spoke to the first complainant and his son, the second complainant, who were hired to clean the apartment complex. The complainants were walking across the street when the defendant was standing by his building and started arguing with both complainants. The first complainant stated the defendant had a black AR-style pistol in his hand. The defendant yelled, "This is my block. I'm gonna kill you. I run this block," while brandishing the firearm and pointing it in their direction multiple times. And the second complainant reiterated what happened and stated the defendant approached them, brandished the AR-15 from under his robe, and yelled again, "This is my block. I'm gonna kill you."
All right. Yeah, we'll set it for after, and then it's gonna be a while, so I got you. I'll give you time. Of course.
We should be out.
Alex.
Yes.
Hey, Gary, how are you, man?
Okay, no problem. Just probably just give him a call.
Connor. Hey, bud.
Judge, I'm approaching on Cecilia Salmeron.
Okay.
She's in custody. This is a bond forfeiture case she just popped up on my docket this morning.
Miss Salmeron from long ago? Wow. How's she doing?
She picked up another felony. It's a PCS.
Really?
Yeah. She doesn't have a bond on her felony cases yet. And she has court on Thursday for those.
Let's see. Okay, do you mind bringing out Miss Salmeron, please? Do you want to stay on or do you want to?
I'm fine staying on because I just know the case.
I'm going to put like strict bond conditions on her now.
Yeah, and I talked to her about it, Judge, and she understands. And I don't know if she's going to be able to bond out because
She's at no bond now.
Right. So
I don't know how long that'll hold for, but
one of the cases where she picked up with this DWI, the PCS case, and I don't know if they're going to even grant her a bond on that case when she goes to court Thursday. But maybe.
she has a lawyer.
I don't think so, Judge. I think the attorney that was on the case withdrew. Any spring break plans, Judge?
Here. No.
Are your kids off
Any kids?
this week?
Yeah, they're in back.
Oh,
They're hanging out with me in back.
It's awesome.
So I'd like to know what she's doing, if she's driving in this case, because she's got an affidavit not to drive. I hope she's not driving.
In the new one.
No, it doesn't appear so. It seems she
Well,
was.
hold on, I'd like to know, but let's wait for her to get out so we can hear it together. Morning.
Morning.
How are you? The only thing I want is I don't want you to kill yourself. That's all I want. You know, I've had people here that I've seen come from a first time. As years pass, they just steadily decline worse and worse and worse. The other day we had a guy here, barely even talk anymore because just ravaged because of everything. All we're trying to do is prevent that from happening. How is the big question? So with us, you have the DWI. It looks like you've picked up a new case upstairs. I have no idea what happened. I'd like to know to see how we go forward. Do you mind what happened in the new case, please?
So the new case, officers were dispatched to a Kroger's in Baytown. Loss prevention told the officer that the defendant was concealing items inside her clothing and baggage. The officer detained the defendant outside the front entrance where she provided a false name and date of birth, which turned out to belong to her sister. The defendant was arrested for an active warrant and was later searched at the Baytown jail where they found a baggie in her bra containing 2.5 grams of methamphetamine.
Okay. You're currently, our bond is set at 1,000. You're currently held at no bond on the cases upstairs. If you do get out, I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle because I want to know exactly where you go. If you go, I don't know. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy. Do you understand? Or it's got to stop before something major happens. Okay. So she's set for Thursday. You want to set up for Monday, to see
I
what
was gonna do
happens
Tuesday.
upstairs?
It's fine.
Say it again?
I was gonna do Tuesday, just one week. Okay.
So Felicia, she's not here. Okay, all right. So please don't send her down because I need her to sign conditions. Okay, all right. Okay, Ms. Salmeron, good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. You know, Connor, what I'd like to do is do a TRAS to see how we move forward.
Okay.
We've got time, so you don't need to expedite it, but I'd like to do a TRAS to see how we go forward. My feeling is this probably Hue or Sada probably, but it looks like upstairs is probably gonna ride regardless, so.
It looks like it's a rich chain.
I think they may kick her out of Rick though, because she picked up another one.
Yeah, no, it's, I can't. Hey, Blaze, you familiar with Rick Cord? Rick?
Rick Ford. Not really, I know that it's.
No, so if you've got one case and you pick up a second case, they will kick you out? That's what I was wondering. Okay, all right.
Unless it's case by case, but depending on the new case, but
It's probably the same as the first.
they might keep her then. I think it's gonna be a determination with the chief over there.
Yeah, it depends how they feel about the amount and.
So I'd like to do a TRAS and I'm gonna go based on the
That's
TRAS.
fine.
I don't care about upstairs.
Yeah, that's fine.
If upstairs are saying, okay, we can do something outpatient, I'm like, no. You know, I'd like to do a TRAS here. Let's see what it says, but my feeling is gonna be some kind of inpatient, and yeah, okay.
Oh, I can check.
Thank you.
Can I give you a cost number?
Jones? Yeah, I've been in contact with the case manager over that because he was supposed to get it that day.
He didn't get it?
No, he reported for instruction and got full instruction over how to get the device. They were going to get it to him that day. So I'm not sure what happened there, but still no device. I keep in touch with the case manager to let me know when he's gotten it and nothing.
So he still has not gotten it at all?
No, Judge.
Oh, wait a second. Is he in treatment? That's why.
Well, remember he came in that day. But he was present that day. Because
Is he currently in treatment?
I'm not sure. I know he was in treatment and that's
They
why
said
we
he
kept
was
pushing it off.
Check in.
And then you said, okay, but we told him that day, okay, you can go to the facility, but because you're gonna be in the facility and not able to blow into the device, that before going there, you need to get a scram.
So I'm like, was about to hit the roof because, here, we'll come back. Mr. D,
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Yeah, Chief, and I wanted to approach you on this.
so are you still trouble communicating?
Yes, sir. They had to take him back this morning too. The chief and I have spoken.
Was he okay?
No,
They were struggling to get him out of the block. They eventually ended up getting him out from the bottom here, which is covered in.
Covered in feces.
Yeah, so exactly whatever they.
God, dog it.
So I asked them, if they wanted to come here like that.
You know what? We had another lady here, like maybe a year ago. Every time we tried to get her over here, she would just defecate and just like smear it. And we ended up having Gary over here to help us out on that case. And Gary was here just like, not what, 20 minutes ago too.
well, I've just gave the clerks another competent examination. I emailed Miss Alina White
So
and
we need someone else to do the comp, not the same one who did it.
I'll email her again, letting her know that I respect request that another doctor.
Yeah, and if you have any issues, just let me know. If she says no or whatnot, then please let me know and then I'll. Okay, and then, let me reach out to Gary to see what we did with the last, okay. So give me some time. Let me see what I can do.
Yes,
Kind of
okay.
help you.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, let's have him evaluate.
Yeah. Okay, I'm about to email her again, Judge.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, come on up.
Hey, Your Honor.
What's new, man?
Cases, the approach on really quickly. One of them is Mr. Perez. He's taking a plea, Judge.
Okay,
I'm sorry, by the way.
whenever, I'm ready when you are. Are you ready? Okay,
Can I call him up, Judge?
please.
Buenos días, ¿cómo se escucha, pues?
Good morning, Mr. Perez.
Good morning.
Mr. Perez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. If you ever get pulled over again, an officer will see this. If they smell alcohol on your breath, if they smell weed on you, it's probably not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would not get into a car because it is a humongous risk, especially if you're not in this country with permission. Because if you go to jail for any more than 6 hours, immigration will get their clutches on you and then you'll be stuck like Chuck. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above? True to the enhancement. That means from now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Minimum 90 days. How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. I am going to suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge. And Your Honor, I was appointed to this case, and I don't believe my client's energy status has changed since I've been appointed. It was about a month ago.
What do you do for a living?
¿Cómo que su oficio? ¿En qué trabaja?
El instalador de pisos.
¿Cómo?
Instalador de pisos.
Oh, floor install.
How much money do you make a
¿Qué
month?
tanto gana mensualmente? About 3,000,
3,500.
3,500 more or less.
DWI is big business in this state. There's a $1,500 surcharge that would normally apply in this case. And if you don't pay it, you go to jail 1 day for every $100 you owe. We all make mistakes. But if you continue to make the same mistake where you endanger other people's lives, I will treat you like a child. And like a child, I will put you over my knee and spank you like a little child, but it will be with a ton of jail time. Do you understand? A second DWI is a $6,000 surcharge. If you can imagine $100 per day, you will sit in custody. I will waive the fee now, but if you come back on another DWI, get ready. Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende?
All right.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
And Your Honor, I have two individuals, Mr. Yua Hernandez, Judge. He's on, his appearance was waived. I filed a discovery order. I believe that's ready in your queue.
I'll send it. Sure.
And then also Mr. Jimenez, the same thing, just put discovery ready.
I'll send it for you, for sure.
What was the driver's license number again?
180.
180? Okay.
Yeah.
Marvin Mulatto?
So the first one is just doing your bond commissions, and that's gonna be no contacts, with Mr. Duarte, no drugs, no alcohol, recent to random drug testing, to the Mr. Moment, and maybe more violations, like here, or we're prior to. And then that's the one.
All right, so the one is.
And then no weapons, possession of firearms. And then also I have your next court date of May 15th, and you do not need to come that day, you can come to the court. Just same thing up with them, no minutes. We're starting tomorrow, Monday to Friday only. There are some messages to that number from assistant. Provide the notification of if you need it. Now, they are also, if you do get called in, you do have to. So.
Hey,
Make sure that you're responding to the messages every day.
And I'm approaching on the Brandon Lane case, which is on your docket this morning. You're familiar with the case. This is the gentleman that's got the competency question. We don't have any progress from last week to this week on that matter.
You want to set it farther then? Or no?
Yes, probably. And in the interim, I'm working on gathering there's significant kind of background and mental health background. I'm working on getting those records. We'll probably do another competency eval, or I'll talk to the court about an expert. I think when they did the last.
Money if you want it.
No, I know.
So.
I think the last time they did the evaluation, there's some note in there. We don't have access to his records, which is a little bewildering to me, because I think it's all been mostly county related support that he's gotten before. Well, it's in there's notations of it in the competency eval report that we've got.
Issue a subpoena?
No, I think I can get them with a release. And so,
Okay.
so I don't think that'll be an issue. I think I just need to compile them. And there's 15, 20 years of records that I think that exist.
If you need any help, just let me know.
No, I certainly will. And then I told the state, ultimately, they've made an offer. We're just not in a position to be able to take the offer at this point. And
They just offer your time, sir.
yes, and well, but he spent a significant amount of time in custody.
Should we do a TRAS?
We tried, and he couldn't get through it because
That was the one that recommended community residential because of the suppressive behavior in jail. They won't take them in DRP. That's my
Yeah, but they won't take him in DDRP.
But they also said during that he was experiencing delusions. So I mean, that's where this whole issue.
Is he taking any medication? Do you know? Should he?
Yeah, I think
Perhaps that will, hey, if he's taking medication, maybe that'll, lessen the aggressive behavior, and then maybe they'll take him if we say, hey, look.
For long enough time, I can look into.
And if he continues to take it, that's the problem, is you take it one time, great. You take it two times, then you feel better, and then, oh, no, you
stop prescribing him anything because of refusal to take medication is what the reports have said to us.
Okay, well,
That's my
I mean,
understanding.
whatever you want.
Yes. Well, I told the state ultimately it may just be, we go to a competency trial and have to evaluate it at that point.
Okay.
But we're not quite there yet. So I would just get us a longer research.
Sure.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure, if you need to, just let me know, and I'm happy to give it.
Yes, Judge.
James,
Hey,
what's this?
we looking at there?
They just gave me these things here.
For objection?
No, For findings of fact, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, they never do that. No one ever follows that rule.
Here's one on mandamus. And writs of prohibition. So a prohibition is to prevent the commission of a future act versus mandamus is to nullify an act already performed.
Yeah, that's never gonna. Are we doing writ of mandamus on our case?
It would be a prohibition.
See?
But you gotta file it in the Court of Criminal Appeals.
Right, because everybody always wants to do that one. That's never it's like a rare unicorn.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just,
Did you email me anything? I didn't see.
no. I still think, based on the cases that we submitted, the state submitted a good case.
I did have another case, Your Honor, and I
The
have
reason
not
I,
had a chance to print it out yet, but I can do it for you right now if you'd like to look at
Did
it.
you email it to me?
I can also do that.
It's a waste of safe paper. Save it.
Okay, and yes, it's a similar case than the one that I sent you yesterday along the same case law. So this one also occurred on Southwest Freeway, which is where this occurred, so exact same location, same situation.
the reason I like that case,
Hold on, let her finish.
I thought she was done, sorry.
Sure.
That's about it, Your Honor. Let me find it.
Exact same thing
On the same freeway, yes, Your Honor.
on the same freeway, but not in a, I guess, in a tow truck.
Taylor Beach State.
I think she's seen near the car, not in a separate car, separate vehicle. Correct. So that's the distinction.
It is, Your Honor, and I would argue that that's not a worthwhile distinction. If you watch the body cam in this case, the defendant's vehicle is parked directly behind the tow truck. Whether they were seen outside the tow truck or she's inside the tow truck, it really does not make a difference.
She's never seen in the alleged vehicle. But the main thing I was gonna point out, if you read all the,
But I mean, that's a fact, but I don't think that's just dispositive of the whole thing, right?
okay, I
Because-
know, but so that's where I'm getting at. If you read that case, they stress like, hey, we don't want to convict people on their statement alone. That's why we have this rule from 1957.
But the distinction is a conviction versus probable cause. This is just a mere probable cause. Here,
No,
is there enough to go forward? Perhaps. Is there enough to convict?
no,
Right.
they have to have, this is a corpus delicti issue. They have to have corpus delicti to proceed with probable cause. So it's probable cause. What I guess what I'm saying is they're stressing that there should be other corroboration other than mere statement of defendant. There's a rule called mere presence alone. You know that rule.
Yeah.
She's
But
just present.
but there is corroborating evidence.
Okay, well, that's where we disagree, so.
How else would she be there? It's the middle of the night.
Your Honor, it's just to be
No,
clear,
it's
it's
not.
not the middle of the night. It's around 7:30 in the morning. The part of the freeway that they're on is a part of the freeway where two highways are converging and they're in the middle center shoulder, if that makes sense.
Wait. Okay.
So our argument here is that there's no way for the defendant to be able, or anybody else to be able to leave because there's 3 lanes of traffic in morning rush hour on the left and 3 lanes of traffic in morning rush hour on the right. And to further that, Your Honor, the defendant also does, and yes, I know it's a statement by the defendant, she does say that nobody else was in the vehicle with her, that she was alone.
I mean, I think there's enough to go forward.
I was just gonna say one more thing.
Okay.
This whole thing about, oh, it's easier to find someone on the side of the highway. Again, I don't know who believes that or why that's
I
some
mean,
type of fact.
I'm looking at everything, the totality of everything, right? Now, this is just probable cause, right?
Yeah, I've already tried the whole case, so why, I'm feeling good about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get her a rescheduled date.
Of course,
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
of course. Thanks for, Going to bed.
Yeah, put that case back there in a binder or something.
Okay, I'll save it.
Alright, and I'm sending you this one.
Yeah, I still want to read the one that you sent, please.
Judge, I was told that you wanted conditions on Salmeron. Cecilia?
Yeah, Salmon, okay, so, GPS monitor prior to release, scram, no driving.
Any curfew?
Yeah, I guess, no, I don't want her out in the middle of the night, because nothing good happened.
Yes, she was on a curfew previously, and then the BVR I don't think was ever addressed due to the revocation, yeah, and it was for a curfew violation, so did you want the 7 to 7 or 9 to 6?
9 to 6.
6. And Judge, in the future, do you think we could maybe hold off on stuff with bond conditions until I can make it back in here? Just so that I don't miss anything?
Sure.
Because I wouldn't have known about Miss Salmeron at all. I almost sent her down.
I didn't, brought her out, I didn't even see that you weren't here.
Were you helping court time?
Yes.
Okay, you're good.
Yes.
Because that's why I think that judge is going to change this condition.
She may not, she might.
But they are kind of crazy conditions.
If they're, like what defense said, or sorry, what state said, then she's not gonna change judge rights, because she may on the magistrate, but I mean, there's already one. It's just, I think it all comes over to the.
That's why I think it's already so I'm gonna put them.
But she will be here till 14th.
So there's no getting.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put them today.
Okay.
He came back up. It's on the handers.
Yes.
You need to do.
Judge, may I approach?
Hi, Shreya, yeah.
He's on the first day. Yeah, he's already.
Judge, I'm just here for a reset on Cortland Roberts Clay.
Shh, I can't hear you, Shreya.
I'm here for a reset on Cortland Roberts Clay.
Okay,
I just got an offer. He made bond. And so I just need some time to go over evidence and the offer with him.
okay. Is discovery complete?
Checking your own. 1 second. Looks like
There's a lot of discovery, Judge, but I believe some rips are missing, but that's okay because we've got an offer.
What's missing?
rips, Your Honor.
That's 130 days. Can you get it done,
I'll let the deputy prosecutor know.
please?
Yes, Judge.
How much time?
Still what we said?
All right, how is April 15th through the 17th?
April 15th to the 17th, Shreya.
16th or 17th, please.
Yeah.
Thank
Wait,
you.
she said 17th.
And he is in the audience.
Required appearance, he's here.
Do you want it required?
Yes.
And you said the 17th, right, or 16th?
Yes. 17th, Judge.
Okay,
Okay,
everything's in except the.
no, rip, name of the rip, yeah. Okay, thanks, Shreya.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones? Can I step you? It's not. Yeah. Okay, you can take it off, I'm gonna try it again.
Gary. Yeah. Vic, what case was it?
Moses on the jail
So,
docket.
do you remember the young lady that we had that was spreading feces all over herself?
Yeah.
We have that again. Not her, so.
somebody else like that. Okay.
Did you help us out with that last time?
that was one, yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, you know what, let me get the lawyers here so we can better explain.
Okay.
Mr. Dixon.
It was Mr. D. Okay,
I think he's talking to another client.
Has he already resent?
Yeah.
we were going to today to have him eval'd.
No. It took it on.
So we sent him to get eval and he came back confident. And I'm like, how in the world?
Right.
So we've had a number of issues with him, even just in the jail. And bring him out here and just won't talk. So I guess, yeah, let's speak. Mine, here, let me.
Medical ascension. 792047. Yeah. She said.
Yes, I'll get the liaison and then Mr. D in on it, and then that way we can kind of, you know, because you guys were able to do such a good job with the other young lady, and she's doing fine. Yeah?
She's doing good. Matter of fact, the group home where she's at, so you just texted that she just called me and told me that she was doing.
Great,
Been doing well.
wonderful.
Others, come on up.
But yeah, let's
See what's going on and see what we can.
Hi, Jillian.
Hey Judge, how are you? May we approach for a plea?
Oh. I was just thinking.
This is on Joshua Jones.
Okay.
Go ahead and sign for your Lisa.
I don't know.
Judge, he has been on supervision for a very long time. He's been compliant while on bond. He's sat in jail for what, several weeks, a couple weeks? He's been monitored. He's had
Actions
a
of consequences.
curfew.
He's got 2 open DWIs. Would I?
Have a suspended driver's license. He'll have 2 DWI convictions. The next one will be a felony. I think it's an appropriate resolution, Judge. He's been gainfully employed throughout this entire course of time.
What I was thinking is perhaps like a TRAS to see if he really needs sober court, you know? This is just a basic slap on the wrist. Yeah, you'll have 2 DWIs on your record, but a slap on the wrist, people will go wrap their cars around the pole the next week. I've seen it all too much. You know, my concern is on a slap on the wrist, have we really addressed the issue that needs what's going on as to why it continues to happen?
Yes.
You know, oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
No, we haven't. The idea is, and I'm being, Mr. Jones, you know, when you take the easy way out, or when you take a half-ass approach to something in life, you get a half-ass result, you know? Whereas when you do something meaningful, maybe you'll get a better result. You know, if therapy, we do a TRAS and he does something like knocks their Aunt Connie's socks off, perhaps it's only on 1 as opposed to 2. This Now, even the faintest smell of alcohol, you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. Don't matter where you go, don't matter what you're doing, don't matter what the circumstances are, you're looking at a 3rd-degree felony next time. And the problem is, have we really addressed the issue? Nope.
Once he wasn't an option.
Yes, prior pen trip too. Could be, next time could be a 15 to life. For the faintest smell of alcohol.
Have a previous TBC.
25 years ago.
Don't matter.
So that means if you get a felony, if you get another DWI, it's automatically a felony, like we talked about. And then it would be enhanced.
Something that happened 25 years ago to now feel like you understand and you know a person.
Well, that's not what he's saying. He's saying he's trying to describe what you would be initially charged with if you were to get another DWI. That's what would be the charge. That's what would be the consequences in the next circumstance. If it were to happen, which it's not, if that were to happen, that would be what you would be facing. That's all he's saying.
I totally understand.
It's putting yourself in a pretty tight.
I'm putting myself in anything. I know exactly what happened, just like I know what happened 25 years ago. And I've changed my whole life for prison. Just like you said, I've been employed with the same company for 13 years, 14 years since I've been home.
Mr. Jones.
His GPS, he's working from sun up to sundown. I think that's what's keeping him out of, I think that's helpful. And I think he's been doing good all these months.
I agree. You have been. But you don't get rewarded for following the law. We don't pat you on the back for following the law. The reward is you don't go to jail. But you have 2 open DWIs. You've got some history. The law never forgets. Ever. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years old. It doesn't matter if it's 20 years old. The problem is, in life, you never know what's going to happen that's going to throw you into a loop and going to cause you to do something that you wouldn't normally do. The problem is when you do, if you do, the law doesn't forget. So if you go out and have just half a glass of wine and you get pulled over, what do you think is going to happen? What I'm trying to tell you is it could be a very, very lengthy prison sentence. And on a 15 to life case, the offers start at 10. That's my fear. Perhaps we could do something more worthwhile.
Because as far as the consequences of another DWI, if he were to be on probation, it'd still be a conviction. So they wouldn't change his consequences.
But if we do significant, like a TRAS, significant, like sober court-ish, and just on 1, as opposed to 2. What do you think of that versus this?
I can discuss it with him. We've kind of discussed it already, but we can discuss it again.
Even on 1? I don't know if they'd be amenable to it, but
I can have a chat with them and my client.
Mr. Jones, I think this is a setup for failure, and I'm trying to prevent that from happening. The idea is to get to the root, get to the cause, figure out what's going on so we can deal with it. You can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself, right?
Exactly.
At some point, something, and this is a setup for failure. I'm being honest. It is. Just see if he's amenable, and go from there. Jones, if we do a TRAS and there's significant, treatment, would you guys be amenable? Please. Okay. Hey, come on.
Judge, how are you? Good. So, Judge, I have Mr. Salvador.
Lock that on my computer and I'm trying to, one second, see if I can.
Okay, who do you have?
Salvador?
That's the last name.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, what's going on?
So he was denied DWI-PTI. He was speeding twice the legal limit. So Chief Guy said no. I spoke with state about 2 alternative offers, 15 months probation or time served. I would like the time to speak with my client because he's worried about immigration.
So it's 220 days old.
I just need a week, Judge. 1 week just to explain everything, make sure he understands.
That's it. It's plea or trial. The next setting has got to be here.
Thank you, Judge. Can I be excused?
Mr. Garrett has the floor, Judge. Good morning, Your Honor. Again, there, I did speak with, Mr. Dixon there and with the chief ADA there in regards to, Mr. Walter's situation there. I noticed that he has a felony case pending out of 248. Normally, Judge Unger will, contact me when you have individuals this, what's going on with him there.
This is a new thing, though.
So it must be a new thing with him. So I'm gonna meet with the triage team in the morning at 10, to get him seen by a prescriber, to see if they can see what's going on with him, possibly get him some meds. And if they do get him meds, it typically takes about 2 weeks for them to get adjusted to the meds and kind of see how he goes from there.
We've had some issues where he's been a little aggressive and he's been spitting on people. So just be careful. I know Echegoyen can tell you if there's anything else that is, because I don't know the extent of what he's done, guys, as far as being down in the tank and being aggressive. But if you don't mind, perhaps letting Gary know so that he can be on the lookout for any kind of issues. What happened today, that's something completely new. And so that's why I reached out to you, because we had another lady with the same issue where she was just, every time she came up here, every time she would completely smear herself. Every single time. And it was just.
I remember that.
But he was able to help her out, get her into a group home, and she's doing great now. So hopefully we can help Mr. Moses with the same thing.
And the great thing about with him is that he's already on the mental health floor. So I reach out to them. So that's a good thing behind him is that, so he's on their radar.
Yeah, sure.
So give me a.
So don't contact Miss White then, I guess, right? Because he's gonna, okay, great. Gary, you're the best.
And if you need Helena White, I can reach out to her.
Well, no, I mean, if you're gonna just help out.
I'm gonna take it,
Yeah. Great. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Chief.
Hi, are you ready?
Good morning, Judge.
Morning.
We're approaching Mr. Raymond Pat. And he actually already signed the waiver.
Okay.
Did you want to admonish him, Judge?
No. Did you get anyone else you want to talk about? No? That's
No,
it?
Your Honor, that's all I have.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. Have a good one.
I can print out this new to ask the county. Yes. If not, I can print it out. Just to.
All the others, we go to trial for no reason.
Yes.
For probation.
Yes, okay.
Okay, and then should have.
That's how we keep.
Actually, the next one was 30 days.
Thank you.
And he's got a little thing on the docket. Yeah, so he's probably go all of them attached, so you should be able to see.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's keep resetting. Like it is across
I mean, if you want to, I'm
I just asked.
Yes.
I have no idea, I'm sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you today?
Pretty good, you?
Good, thank you. So I had a client who you did bond conditions for earlier, Muleta, and he left, and then he emailed me saying that he lives in the same apartment complex as the complaining witness.
You just left?
He just left, and then he emailed me and I was in another court. So should I have him appear tomorrow when I look at it?
I told him not to leave. I like it.
No, he signed his bond conditions with her, and then he leaves, and then I talked to him, and then he emailed me and said, yes. But he didn't tell me any of this at the talk, but then he emailed me and said, but I live in the same apartment complex as the complaining witness. So do I need to because you gave him 200 feet away from her. So do I need to get him back up here tomorrow or?
Yes, and I'm gonna admonish him because I told him not to leave until that we were done. Right, maybe, but yeah, regardless, please have him come to
I'll
me.
do that. Thank you, maybe.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Tell him if he fails to appear, I will revoke his bond.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I can get a sign before he gets away, but it's not.
No,
It's a fugitive issue.
he does anyways.
Wait a minute. Said no.
What's that?
I'm waiting for you to say.
Come on,
So
you're here already.
just it's not on docket. It was that fugitive case yesterday where they seized a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
So the case is still pending. Obviously,
I think the day was,
well, this is my question. It's a fugitive case. I don't know. There's no report. There's nothing to show what property was taken, right?
and under what authority?
So she went, the wife, so even if I filed a motion, I mean, I don't even know that they're gonna give her back the property because she's not under the motion, under the name that I would file, and you might want me to wait until.
Look, you do what you need to do.
Well, okay, well, I'm asking, a motion to restore property, would you even consider it before I file it?
Of course I would.
Okay,
But
but the case is still pending, that's why I'm asking.
Well, no. So the problem is that the state, I'd like to get the state's position. And unless they can justify that it's like instrumentality of a crime, or if they can somehow link it to, of some kind of crime, how can they justify keeping it? So file it, we can have a hearing. I got to give the state sufficient time so that they can be ready. I don't know, is it 3 days? You want to talk
Well, I
to
mean,
Dave to see how much time?
Here's the issue. It shows the sheriff's office.
Subpoena the officers who took it.
We don't know who it is, and
The arresting officer, who arrested?
whoever went in, my client, his wife were telling me we're wearing like some sort of like task force jacket. I don't even know if it's the sheriff because there's not a report. There's nothing for me to look
There's
at.
always a report somewhere. You know, they have to file, they can't just arrest someone and not create some kind of.
Right, and then seize the property.
So there has to be something, get with Day to see, you know.
I think I'll try it.
When they arrest someone, you know, there's a list of people
I mean,
who
I agree
arrested.
with you, but.
So start subpoenaing all the people to come to court and we can have a hearing on the property.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything because it's a fugitive case, you know.
But they should. I know you don't, but they should.
I don't know that they have much either.
I'm asking Dave about it.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's not like it's a rush, but I told them I'd approach you on, so I'll let y'all look at it.
welcome. Thank you.
But I mean, if it's money and you're telling me money, how does the state get to hold on to someone else's money? without
Exactly. They're
justifying
telling me
it?
it's like $4,000, which is telling an iPad, a phone. So maybe they're investigating something else when they went in. I don't know. He says he came outside, they arrested him, and then they went in the apartment, took a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Without a report or without anything, I can't say whether they're being truthful or not. So, yeah.
I don't know. There's got to be a way that you can get this
I don't know,
information. There has to, do you even know the agency?
Sheriff's Office, I know.
I know, but is it out of what? Like
There's not gonna be a call for service, there's a warrant. I mean, there might be some MDTs if I can find out who the officer is.
They see what you can find out for him. Good Dave's pretty.
Almost.
Dave's crafty. He knows. He's the GOAT,
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
Just may we be approached? Mr. Jones would like to say a few words on his own behalf, if that's okay with the court?
Sure.
Mr. Jones?
We never did a T-Res in this case.
Let the judge know why you should be able to move forward with this. He's listening. What, like you told me outside? Yes.
Judge Fletcher, I totally understand like what you said as far as dealing in regards to the overall outcome of the case in which you feel in the future. I would like to move forward. I understand exactly what I've done. I'm accountability of that, accept that.
What was the turning point for you that you told me about? The last time you got arrested.
Something that I never wanted to put myself, like I
You
said,
said, Judge Fletcher's words made you self-evaluate.
yeah.
Tell them that part.
It made me self-evaluate, the outcome of what I want to do as far as with my life, not be,
What have you done differently?
what have I done
What
differently?
have you done differently? Nothing. You've done absolutely nothing except just work. You've done nothing. So
Judge John, he expressed to me outside, I think he's just a little nervous. We talked about saying this to you directly. He expressed to me outside that the last time he got arrested and you said your words to him, he really went in the back. And when he was in custody that time, he really thought about like how he got here and what he needs to do moving forward. He reflected on his mother and when she passed and how when that time period came, he probably didn't grieve properly. And that's kind of how he started
and
drinking.
that's exactly my point.
But Judge, moving forward, I do agree, therapy is absolutely wonderful, but he has been going to AA or NA, and he does still go. And so he has taken those steps since that, and he is on that path now. And with working a job and going to NA and dealing with his grief appropriately, with the support of his family, with the support of his children, and having the pride and ability to provide for them has really put him in a good place. And these are not my words. This is exactly what he said to me outside when he wasn't nervous. I just really wanted you to hear it. And so I'm literally just articulating exactly what he
So
just told
he's
me.
in a PTI program. Did they kick him out because of the DWI? Or they kicked him out prior to?
That's why they removed him.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now. I wanna know what, if anything, is in your system, and we'll go from there. But I want a complete full panel. I wanna know everything and we'll see. But I have a problem when we just give another proverbial slap on the wrist and just throw him out to the wolves with now 2 DWIs and with a prior pen trip. It's a recipe for disaster. And the problem is that, yeah, you're grieving over your mom, you do this, but at the end of the day, you've done nothing to address any potential issues that there may be, so that whenever there is another catastrophic event in your life, because there's going to be, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and it's going to happen. How are you going to cope with it? Are you going to do something? Are you going to go hit the bottle? Are you going to go hit something else even more hard? And then you're going to get in the car, you're going to kill someone? The idea is that you learn from these mistakes. You telling me that you've learned something? It's no. Everybody tells me there's little bunnies jumping in the woods. That's what everybody says because they're here now. What have you truly done to address the issue? That's what I want to know. And before we go forward on anything else, if I'm going to accept this, I want to send you for a drug and alcohol test now. Okay?
Okay, we'll do.
All right, thanks.
Judge, I'm here on a petition for occupational driver's license on Mr. Sino.
That must be the gentleman in blue over there. Is that him?
It's a gentleman in a gray shirt. Mr. Sino has a DWI case in Galveston County. Case is essentially brand new. Our first setting is March 14th, so I don't have any discovery yet. The reason for filing the application in your court is that he is a resident of Harris County, so
But normally you file it where the DWI is open so that they can kind of monitor with the open DWI.
well, if they had jurisdiction over it, sure, but they don't until the conviction occurs. They're not like us up here where you have jurisdiction over stuff because you're being given that jurisdiction by the civil judges.
No, but you can still file it over there. It's either in the county of residence or county of where the charge is currently filed.
Well, until a conviction occurs, they don't have jurisdiction over it. And that would mean he would have to file it in a civil court. Because he lives here, this is the appropriate venue for the civil occupational.
I was of the opinion that it got denied over there. Is that not?
No, he filed a motion for one before telling me about it. And I told him, look, don't do that. That's not the appropriate place to do it. You have to do it in Harris County because you live in Harris County. I never asked them for it because, in my opinion, it's not the appropriate venue. And they'll easily say no to it, I would imagine, because they're civil judges, they're not going to want to do it.
I mean, has his license, if you're saying it's brand new.
It's ALR suspension. He didn't request an ALR hearing in time, so there's a suspension because of the ALR. It started on March 1st.
That's correct.
So I would need to know a whole host of things, like I'd run his NCIC. Does he have any prior DWIs?
No, he has nothing, Judge.
No, was it a breath test, blood test? You
I
know,
believe it's a blood draw.
do you know anything?
We're reaching out to Galveston and to get more information about the offense, and I can try to run NCSC right now.
It's he allegedly failed to stop at a stop sign. He didn't stop at the right part of the stop sign. Went around the corner where he couldn't see, so he pulled out too far. And so from what I've been told by him, they arrested him for failing to stop at the appropriate point. I don't know what the blood draw, I don't know yet because I don't have any evidence from them as far as what the blood draw is. And he is I will tell you, Judge, he is volunteer. He's on the volunteer fire department in Leeds City. Although he lives here, he's a member of a volunteer fire department, I believe in Leeds City, right? Is what? Southeast. Anyway, he's a volunteer fire officer. He has no prior history. He is He's one of the very few gentlemen that I've had an opportunity to defend over the years, but I'm confident that you will have no trouble from him while his case is pending. And as far as counseling is concerned, I've already explained to him that under the new law, it's mandatory and he's willing to do it.
Choose this history if you want to see that.
And Your Honor, yeah, I see no prior DWIs. The only prior guys are the theft, and the only cases he had open are the DWI in Galveston as well as the UCW.
He had a gun in the car with him when they arrested him, the DWI judge. As far as employment, Judge, Mr. Sino he builds signs, so he travels widely across the state of Texas.
He's gonna have to get treatment though.
I understand. I've told him. He knows.
And then I'm not giving him unrestricted access to all, all night, all day, all night,
I understand.
So.
I've explained that to him too. The maximum you can give is 12 hours, so we know that.
And an in-law,
Well,
obviously.
he has one already. I knew it would be a condition. It's a condition of the occupational license anyway. So yes, he's got it. And I've provided proof to your,
State, what do you have any place, any jurisdiction, what do you think? I was gonna keep you in the loop too. Applicant is, hey, what's new? Here it is. Good catch.
I almost got it.
So it's an ALR suspension ending in August
It's the jurisdiction here because.
because he lives. So lives, where does he live? Lake City?
no, he lives
Well, don't say the address.
he lives in Houston.
I see it. I see it. It's Houston. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously with the restrictions already.
All right, so just give me proof that he's got the occupational, get me the hours.
You give the hours.
Well, right, I mean, 12 hours there. Right, and then, like, it's only for work,
Understood.
right? So,
Understood.
like, if he's not, I don't want unfettered Saturday, Sunday lollygagging, no. It's only for work, that's it,
Okay.
All right, okay, Owen.
Thank you.
For sure. Portions, ready? Hey, what's new?
Nothing much.
Great to see you.
Good to see you too. I have a PDO swap so that the misdemeanor attorney can handle it and they can get experience, things like that. So it should be in your paper queue. I'm handling the felony and then Adam will be handling the misdemeanor.
So what?
Adam, one of our PDOs, he'll be handling the misdemeanor here and I'll be handling the felony.
Okay, sure, well, of course. Got it. Okay, thanks. Good to see you. Hi, Max.
How are you?
I have a BVR with you.
I know, that's why I'm coming in here to talk to you about, because I think I dropped the ball. I've been distracted with stuff with my dad's cancer, and it's me. My dad's going back to chemo again. My sister now has, was diagnosed on
Hold. Who are we talking? I don't even.
Andrade. Juan Andrade.
He failed to appear for a test.
No, sir. He has a BVR because he has a curfew. He wears a GPS and a scram device. We were here a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
We asked to modify his curfew to allow him to work because he rides with somebody. All he was asking for was to be able to, instead of leaving at 5:30 in the morning, leaving at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
I was under the impression that he was sending the letter of his employment to his pretrial officer because of a Spanish breakdown and my issues. He sent it to me.
Don't worry
Anyway, that
about it.
being
Just
said,
get it.
I've sent it to pretrial. I went over and I met with her just a minute ago. I've sent it to pretrial. The BVR is because he left at 5:16 in the morning.
That's not-
And that's on me. So anyway, that being said, I've done that, and I was hoping we can waive coming in on Friday and waiving his appearance.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, just make sure you get with Fleischer.
I did, I emailed her the documentation. She's in court number 7. That's why I was sitting here for the longest time, I was waiting for her, but then I just was told that she's over in court. So I went over and got that done. Thanks, Judge.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right.
Hey, you ready?
We have a plea, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Towner. Sir, you're charged with illegal dumping. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 6 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. How do you plead to the offense?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to it. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Mr. Towner? Judge, I'm here with the clerk copy.
Is he hired or?
Hired. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure.
Hi, Dustin.
What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
How's our boy?
I am, we're gonna work the case out. Are you talking about my client I'm always here on?
How can we forget? He's okay?
Yeah, he's fine. No, we're set for trial next week. Everything's finally in. There could be a
I'm sure he's okay.
Yeah, no, he's actually doing good.
I haven't heard.
That's a positive though. It's a positive. No, he's been doing good. He's in a stable situation there, with, oh, look at that. Oh, hey, I still got it. Thank you. So Judge, it's on trial docket next week. We've got a deal worked out. If you accept it, will you take 30 days in custody? I know that he won't make a probation. I know he won't make a probation. And we all know he won't make a probation.
That's why we need him. You know what I'm thinking? Hold on. Summer court.
He's not gonna make it, Judge.
Yes, he will. He will. They bend over backwards to help
I know they
people.
do, but we're not picking him up.
And I'm not the judge.
I know, but we're not picking him up and bringing him to court. We're not paying for his Uber to get here. He can't drive.
You will get him an occupational license.
No, he won't drive. He smokes weed. No, he can't drive, Judge. I've told him he cannot drive. He's done driving. Because he would rather, he doesn't like the way Xanax makes him feel. And I don't want him driving with marijuana in the system. So I told him, like, dude, you can't drive anymore. And he's not. And I mean, I think, but I will say this has been at least a decent experience for him for a wake up. He's doing better and doing decent.
I will give you that he's been doing better for the last, month? When was the last time we put him in? A month ago? Month and a half?
How's the Cancun?
You were having fun. I don't know, Dustin. I really don't, because I truly think it's setting him up to fail. Because, what do you think? Blaze? What do you think? Is it setting him up to fail? I know the adage, you can lead a horse to water, but can't force him to drink, right?
And because I don't know the case that well, I don't really have the history behind it, so I don't know if we're setting it up to fail or not. I speak with defense counsel about it. No, I mean, I
See, you're basically asking me to accept the time served on a second. And I don't do time serves on a second. I can't.
Well, it's only time served because he's been in custody a bunch of times.
But I'm not going to reward him for violations though. It absolutely is.
None of us, we all want the case to be done. I think we can all agree on that at least.
I don't. I'm not in this to just.
He would be serving additional jail time with the 30 days. He has 6 days credit.
He has 6?
Yes.
No.
No way.
He's got more than
He's got a lot more than that.
Oh, when I looked it up,
I know it,
That's-
technically
sorry.
it says it there,
yeah.
but
No, he'd have 6 times 3 is 18. So you have to do 4 more days, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not in it just to move it. You know, I want you to leave better than you came.
Look, I understand that, but the guy, he doesn't want probation. What do we do? I mean, we go to trial and he's not probation eligible from the jury anyway. The jury can give him probation. I'm saying, like, how do we resolve it then?
Did you offer 30?
Yes, after negotiation with defense.
I don't know. That's, I mean, at the minimum, what I'd like to do is I want to have them TRAS to see what do they recommend, you know? I know you don't want it. I know that you're advocating for your client, and I'm never going to begrudge you for it, Dustin, but you and I both know that's a setup for failure. And I know that you're trying to get it, move it, and just, but.
Oh, no, I would love for him to be able to succeed on probation. It's just, I don't want to set somebody up to fail on probation, and I know that, please, let me do it every second.
Now, doing what we're doing now, we're setting them up to go to felony court.
Exactly. That's literally what I'm saying. Like, that is what I'm saying. That is my, obviously, it's a concern. It's the second DWI. You do it again, it's the third. That's why I said you can never drive a car again if this is what happens. Because.
Do you think that he's really gonna, like, Dustin?
I have no idea.
You know.
I mean, you and I both don't. I mean, we can guess. We can certainly guess, but he sees where it's gotten him now. I mean, he's become a viral TikTok star, unfortunately.
I think that I really, but the point is try to get him better off than he left. And I think that by the proverbial slap on the wrist, we're setting him up for felony court.
I don't.
For next week.
I understand that. I don't disagree with you on part of that. But I'm also setting up to, not succeed either by, getting into some sort of probation program.
I don't think 30 is appropriate with him. I really don't. I'd like to have him TRS.
Okay, but let's assume that what would you accept so I can talk to him about what the possibilities?
I don't know. I want treatment. That's what I want.
I know.
That's what I want.
What I do is.
I'm not interested in jail time. I don't want jail. I want treatment. That's what I want.
T-Rad, Your Honor, I can try to smooth the pot a little bit and drop it to the first, and that way you serve probation on the first. That way it's
Sure.
in jail.
Yeah, well, it's helpful. I mean, he's got jail credit to cover jail time, but
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do this? I mean, I know their experts aren't available anyways next week. Let's just take off trial doc and TRAS him. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Let's just pull up trial docket. We'll be here next week. Well, Ben will be here. I'll be at rodeo.
So can we keep him on and then we'll send him for a TRAS that day?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's just set,
Okay.
just pull make notations so we don't pull it through.
I know he's not gonna like it, but sometimes in life.
Yeah. I understand.
Thanks, Dustin.
All right, thanks, Jess.
Please, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Simon Torres.
I know I had it here somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no. Good morning, Mr. Torres.
Good morning.
Sir, you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in jail to be probated for 12 months. Is this a true first?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
As part of the agreement, you will do a DWI education class, a victim impact panel, no breath test refusal, meaning if you're pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it. If you fail to do it while you're on this probation, you're in violation of this agreement. Substance abuse treatment, no drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, 15 hours of community service, and a $100 one-time donation to Houston Food Bank. How old are you?
23.
Okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, it's over. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
He's here on a bond violation, correct?
Yes, sir. He was supposed to have come to court yesterday and he didn't come, Judge.
All right, thank you.
because of a bond violation, right?
I don't know about the bond violation, Judge. I think he just missed
Thought he
court.
had a bond violation, let me see. He failed to appear in his drug test. I'd like to send him now for a drug test. Is it possible?
After we take the plea out, we'll send him for a drug test, otherwise we'll have to wait on Fleischer.
If I find that you're using while you're on this probation, I will put you in a rehab facility. If you are unable to stop, then it's really not going to go well for you. And I'm telling you, if you end up going to a treatment facility, you will be there for a minimum of 6 months, if not longer, depending on how well you respond to treatment. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hear me loud, hear me clear, because after today, there's no more chances, Mr. Torres. If you fail to go to a drug test, if you fail to test, if you test positive, you will go into a treatment facility. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I am giving you the opportunity now to stop on your own. If you are unable to do it, we will do it my way, and you're not gonna like it. The worst possible thing you can do is fail to show up for a meeting with your probation officer. If you ever have a problem, you could come here, we can talk about it, we can work it out. But if you pick up a new case, if you continue to test positive, it's really not going to go well for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above on this case? Breath test.
I'm not sure what it was.
It's true, Judge. I told him he had a .15,
Okay, so true, the enhancement.
151 and
So he also has an accompanying felony with this. Is that going to be dismissed as a result of this? Do you know?
I did not know he had a felony, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, it was dismissed already earlier. All right, how do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm gonna find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. Do you work now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so must maintain full-time employment while he's on probation as well. All right, Mr. Torres, good luck. Well, I'm not asking much. All I want are my streets to be safe. If you endanger my streets, I have only one place for you.
Yes,
If
sir.
you violate this agreement, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You're facing 1 year in jail. If you fail to do your stuff on time, you test positive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck. We'll have you see the clerk.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. D. Hi, Harold.
Good morning, Judge. How you doing?
What's going on, man?
I was here for Mr. McGee, Judge, the fugitive. He had a few misdemeanor cases in your court, but he's also a fugitive for Louisiana case.
Okay.
They had ordered him back again today.
Hold on. Okay, speak a little bit louder, will you? I can't hear you.
I said I was here for Mr. McGee, Judge. I'm not
Yeah.
sure why they ordered him back today. He also had an attorney for the fugitive case, Miss
Yeah, Anna.
Anna. There we go. I haven't spoken with her in the last few days, but on Friday we had talked about a possible deal maybe, or trying to talk to the prosecutors about one, but I haven't heard back from Mr. McGee's people to tell me whether or not it would affect his parole. I haven't been able to talk to anybody on his Louisiana cases or Louisiana case. So anyway, he mentioned something about another attorney coming in, but I don't see anyone else has filed
Oh,
Someone
it's
named-
Anna on the fugitive case, him on the two.
I know, but are you telling me that someone's coming in on the misdemeanor cases?
That's what he was telling me. Someone named Monique Sparks. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know if it's one.
I know her. She's,
Okay.
but she's not come here, so I'm assuming that she's not been hired on.
Yeah, I
So,
don't see her name anywhere, but I
yeah,
told him,
you're
let me
still
know.
on. Do you see any documents filed by chance?
Or what's the last name, Judge?
McGee, the jail docket, let me see. Let me check to see if something's been filed, but, you know, she's great, you know, if she's coming on to the case, she would have been here already.
What document are we looking for specifically?
Did anyone file an attorney of record or sub on the McGee cases? On the, not the fugitive? Okay, no one's filed anything, Harold, so I need you to stay on it, please.
Sure, yeah, no, I'm not trying to get off or anything. I told him whatever he wanted me to do, but he was interested in both of us staying on there, so I don't understand, but anyway. He mentioned something about Thursday, Judge, but I guess after this setting today, do we know when, I guess you're gonna choose when to come back, right? Be a week or so, or?
So Judge, yesterday, Miss Sparks came in and she said that she was going to be signing on to the local cases.
Oh, she
And I
did?
asked her, yeah, yesterday, and I asked her to file the attorney of record. She said she would have her office do it.
She hasn't done it yet.
Right,
until she
and
does
so, she asked that the cases be put on Thursday. The local cases be put on this Thursday, and that's what I did. So I don't know if you want me to move them from Thursday,
Ramona,
I'll be happy to do that.
Next time, let's wait till the attorney records get filed. Please.
Okay.
But I haven't seen Anna.
She was here today. We were both waiting to see what would happen on the locals, so we were waiting. Just waiting.
So Harold, Ramona put him on for Thursday. Do you want to keep that or do you want to do something different?
That's fine, Judge, I'm okay with that.
Okay,
This Thursday?
they're already on for this Thursday. The locals.
Well, all of them popped up on today, but I cannot move them all.
All right, I guess, let's leave it on for Thursday. She signs on. If not, Harold, it's still on you, I guess, you know?
Okay, and then, are you gonna carry the fugitive one, Judge, as well? Keep them all together?
Yeah, we'll keep them all together.
All right.
Is discovery complete on our cases?
We're still waiting on the 911 call and the surveillance video for the trespass. And they're the same transaction. Yeah, we're still waiting for the 911 call and the surveillance video.
Where's the surveillance from? Is it from an actual store or is it from a body worn cam?
From a hotel, Judge.
It's just so new, Harold. It's gonna take a while to get, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, well, I was out of pocket yesterday and, but I noticed that we have videos on the cases now, so I'll try to go through those.
Okay, all right, friend. So we'll just keep it on for Thursday then.
All right, thanks so much. I'll see you then.
Thanks, bud.
Yes, sir.
Have fun.
Y'all too.
Owen.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
We seem to have hit a snag with regards to the times. Your personnel indicated you were not willing to break the time up.
The problem is it becomes too arduous to look. And then the people monitoring never do it. They end up just letting it go and they never monitor it, you know? And it's just too easy for people to just in and out. And so.
I understand your position, but will the court entertain some argument?
Sure, of course.
Judge, the thing is, if it was a different person, I would agree with you. I forgot to mention earlier, but Mr. Sino actually helps out with the rodeo. I mean, it's the kind of person he is. Now, if he was a different type of person.
This isn't for like.
I understand.
For volunteer.
I understand.
No, it's only.
But I mean, it's
work.
an indicator of character that I don't believe you would ever have any problem with regards to these issues. Honestly, I don't. Now, you're the judge.
You know, if I had one strand of hair, Owen, for every time I heard that,
I understand.
I would have a full head of hair.
I understand your position.
You know,
But because it is employment, and it's only just a couple of hours.
what do you want?
I want to do 6:30 to noon and 1:30 to 8. That way, the latest he would ever get home is 8 o'clock. The earliest he ever has to go to work is 6:30. Now, of course, that would mean in the middle of the day, he can't drive and he's aware of that. But that covers him. What I don't want to have happen is him to be late coming home and get into trouble. Or go early and get into trouble.
How do I monitor this thing?
Well, I suppose if you wanted to monitor it, you could do a ankle monitor. I don't suggest it, but I mean, it's up to you. I understand your position, Judge.
I can't,
I understand.
you know, the thing is it's really hard to do the honor system in criminal court.
You know, there's a need about, another county. I understand that. The other side of the coin, though, is.
Every time I do the honor system, I get a kick in the ding ding.
Yeah, the other side of the coin, though, is that you have the advantage of if he does violate this order and you catch him. Not only can you take the license away, but you can hold him in contempt if you want. So I would argue that you have remedies. Now, I know that doesn't help you in terms of making sure that he's not every day violating your order. I recognize.
So you want until 8 p.m., is that what you want?
Yes, that would be the latest.
I mean, I'm okay with 8 p.m.
And 6:30 is the earliest. That way he's not in violation.
I don't think that's unreasonable, but come up, sir.
Yeah.
Is it 6 to 12?
Yeah, it would be 6:30 a.m. to noon and then 1:30 to 8.
I'm putting my name on this license. If I find that you consume alcohol, if I find that you do something that you're not supposed to, I will have a contempt hearing. Do you understand? I'm going to have you sign an affidavit that you're going to abide by all the conditions of this license. You're not to consume any alcohol. You're not to drive outside of the window, and it's for essential work purposes. No volunteer. It's not for this or for that, or someone had a baby and I'm going to say, I don't care. This is for work and work only. Now, if you go to, when your case arises in Galveston, perhaps Galveston will do something different, but I want to ensure that my streets are protected because every single day someone dies from a DWI in our county. I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So it's for work purposes only. The hours are 6:30.
6:30 to noon and then 1:30 to 8 p.m.
If I find that you're driving in between those times that you're not supposed to, I'm going to yank the license in a heartbeat. And I don't care what your excuses mean, absolutely nothing to me. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So from the 12 until 1:30, you're not to drive at all. And past the 8 o'clock, you're not to drive. And likewise, this isn't for weekend and notes, just for work. All right? Okay.
But if he has to work on the weekend, he's to provide proof to his officer prior to, right?
This isn't where you get to just, okay, I got to go to work. No, that you're just saying. We want proof. In this life, you're only as good as the proof that you have. If you don't have proof, you don't have dingus. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So as far as the treatment is concerned, because treatment is one of the things that he has to do, we're going to have him TRAS'd because I don't know what we should do. I'm going to waive the fee so that he doesn't have to come out of his pocket, and we'll see what they say as far as what the appropriate treatment is, because I don't know him. I've never met him. So it would be foolish for me to just say, okay, do this. What Shatoria suggested was have him doing DW education class, but that kind of hurts him because if in the Galveston case, he ends up doing something where he takes a subsequent DW education class, then they're going to suspend his license because it's subsequent. Whereas it's a true first. If it's a true first and he doesn't, then they don't suspend his license. So that's why I didn't want to do an education class.
Understood, Judge.
And why we did the TRAS as
We'll go
opposed to.
to the T-RAS.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Okay, good luck. sir.
With the court.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Sure. Hey, home slides. Any slower, you'll be going backward.
Hey. So Wilson was the last one and the only one. The out of county, very last page. I
Oh.
told Brianna that the Brenner bond, he'll be in the releasing process. She said she's gonna get with the Harrison. Picking them up once his ways.
What's the out of county form?
That's all.
Okay,
So that's it, we're done.
we're done.
Thank you.
Guys, have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Oh, it's 12:30. Man, I thought it was 11:30. Oh, they haven't changed the clock, that's why. I was like, yay.